Hello and welcome back to Women's Football Talk, the YouTube channel that brings you all the latest news and stories from around the world of women's football. And what a busy week it has been. We've had games in the Primera Iberdrola, 2 games over here in the Barclays FAWSL, and there's even been a managerial change, and we'll start off with that. And that is that French side Lyon have decided to part ways with manager Jean-Luc Vasseur after the team were eliminated from the Champions League. Now obviously, Lyon have been in the Champions League final the last 5 times and have won it the last 5 times. However, the defeat 2 weeks back now against PSG seems to be the last straw for Jean-Michel Aulas' side, and they have decided to get rid of Vasseur straight away. And he's been replaced by former player Sonia Bonpasta, who will now take charge for the team for the remainder of the season and has been appointed until 2023. So that was a big shock announcement from Lyon earlier on this week, and no one was really expecting that to happen, but it has happened indeed. And yeah, let's see what happens now with Jean-Luc Vasseur, with obviously the Arsenal job being open. Do the Gunners move for him, or do they look for somewhere else, or does Vasseur now go to manage an international team? The likes of the Netherlands are still looking for their next manager after Serena Wiegman, who's set to join England obviously later on this year. So it'll be an interesting watch to see what Jean-Luc Vasseur does that in the future. Right, it's now time to talk about the games, and we've had a few, like we said, over in the Primera Iberdrola. Barcelona kept their unbeaten run and have now extended it to 25 wins out of a possible 25 in the Primera Iberdrola, beating Madrid CF 2-0 on Wednesday, with Bruno Villamala Costa scoring both goals for Barcelona. And obviously they've got 75 points in the league out of a possible 75. Scored 127 goals, conceded just 5, and Madrid CFF remain in 6th place with that defeat. So it's just typical Barcelona. I mean, it was a very somewhat weakened Barcelona team, we'll say, not the usual first team players, but yeah, still got the result done and still got the victory. So no surprise there for Barcelona as they look set to win the league there in Spain. And then we've had 2 games in the WSL. The one game that took place first was the second city derby between Birmingham City and Aston Villa. Aston Villa took the lead thanks to Freya Gregory's first professional goal for the Villa in the first half, and they held on right until the dire ends in this game, when a Victory free kick in stoppage time earned Carla Ward's side a valuable point and keeps Villa ever so closely to the relegation zone and looking over their shoulders at Bristol City. They're now just a point ahead of Bristol City with 2 games remaining, but obviously have that better goal difference and have now played the same amount of games, so it's going to be an interesting battle at the bottom. But yes, it was incredible scenes at the end to see Victory Sarri's free kick go in right at the death of the game. And then the other game was a London derby between Arsenal and West Ham United at Boreham Woods Meadow Park, and it was a very close game compared to the first leg between the two sides. Obviously that was the second game of the season, I believe, the first fixture between these two sides, and Arsenal won 9-1 thanks to a Jill Roord hat-trick. This game had meant to be played, I think, initially back in January, but got postponed due to the weather and frozen pitch and COVID, so that's why it's been rescheduled for so late. But Arsenal still won 2-0. Vivianne Miedema scored an absolute wonder strike of a goal. Again, this is her second goal this season where she scored directly from a throw-in, so the throw-ins came into her. She got the ball, goes past a couple of players, shoots it from outside the box with her left foot, which is said to be her weak foot, though this season it's hard to tell what her weaker foot is, and it went past Mackenzie Arnold in goal. And then Kim Little scored for Arsenal again in the second half to ensure Gio Montemurro's side maintain that third place and get a bit of points gap between themselves and Manchester United in the hunt for that final Champions League place. And a weird stat I saw after that game is that Vivianne Miedema has now scored 18 goals in the season, which is obviously not weird for her, but she scored 9 with her left foot and 9 with her right foot. It just truly is amazing for Vivianne Miedema, and it's going to be very interesting to see who wins that battle for the Golden Boot between herself and Sam Kerr. Right, we have games to look forward to this weekend, and we will start in the WSL. All games are taking place on Sunday, apart from one, which is Tottenham versus Chelsea, which is being played next week due to Chelsea participating in the Champions League semi-final second legs. So at 12:13, this is all UK time, bearing in mind, Aston Villa play West Ham at the Banksy Stadium. It's at Villa Park. Yes, I just remembered it's now at Villa Park, this game. Then afterwards, Everton take on Arsenal, which would be a very interesting battle between the two sides. Obviously, even Aston Villa, West Ham is going to be interesting because both teams are 10th and 11th respectively. But Arsenal, not an easy game for them, taking on 5th place Everton up at Wharton Hall Park. Reading play Brighton. Both teams haven't really got much to fight for. Both are safe in the Premier League for next season and are going to chase Arsenal for that last Champions League spot, as they can't do because of the points, and there's only been 2 games left. Then we have Bristol City, Manchester United. Obviously, Man United want to be chasing down Arsenal for that last Champions League spot. However, Bristol City aren't going to make it easy for Casey Stoney's side as they are fighting for survival. So that is a game that could also be of interesting watch. And then the final game taking place on Sunday is between Manchester City and Birmingham City. Birmingham City would say are safe or on the cusp of being safe now. Maybe just need like an extra point here or there between the last 2 games to be reassured of safety for next season, and that would do Colin Ward's side very nicely. But obviously Manchester City with victory can go ahead of Chelsea for a few days. As I said, Chelsea are playing later on in the week due to being in Champions League action, so it's definitely one to keep an eye out on. And then obviously Wednesday is when Tottenham play West Ham at 5:30, Chelsea at 5:30. A reminder though, for all of those wanting to follow the news and scorelines of your team's Twitter, because you're not going to be able to find it, as they're all English clubs and social media teams are boycotting this weekend to take a stand against racism and discrimination on social media, which is a valiant thing to do. But obviously, we'll try and keep you updated as much as possible as we can throughout these whole fixtures this weekend. So make sure you are following us on Twitter, so you never miss a beat. Right, elsewhere in the world of football this weekend, in the Frauen Eredivisie, tonight it sees Vivianne play PEC Zwolle, Heerenveen play Excelsior Barendrecht, Ajax play Den Haag, and then on Sunday, FC20 take on PSV in what is set to be the game of the weekend there in the playoff section of the Eredivisie Frauen. A reminder that PSV going for the championship are top, ahead of FC20 by 2 points, and then they're a further point ahead of Ajax. And then in the relegation battle of 4, it is Zwolle who are on top by 9 points, and then Heerenveen in second on 7 points, and VV Alkmaar a further 2 points behind them, and Excelsior Barendrecht a further 2 points behind them. Over in Italy, we've got a full schedule of games this weekend. On Saturday, Napoli play San Marino, Roma play AC Milan, Hellas Verona play Sassuolo, Juventus play Fiorentina, that's Fiorentina on Sunday, Fiorentina take on Bari, and Inter Milan take on Empoli Ladies. A reminder that Juventus are top of the league, having won all 18 games, and Bari are bottom, having won only 1 of their 18 games. So it looks set to be Juventus' title this season. Over in Ligue 1, there's only 2 games tonight. Lyon take on Le Havre in obviously what is Sonia Bompasta's first game in charge. So it'll be interesting to see how they get on. And ICFF play Paris FC on Saturday. A reminder that PSG are top of the table there, only by a point by Lyon. But obviously PSG aren't playing this weekend due to the Champions League second legs, which we'll get onto in a second. And then over in Spain, Eibar take on Granadilla Tenerife on Saturday. Atletico Madrid play Rayo Vallecano, Logroño play Real Betis, Deportivo play Madrid CFF, Valencia play Espanyol on Sunday, so do Real Madrid versus Sporting Corvuela, and Levante versus Sevilla. And also, Deportivo Madrid CFF is also on Sunday. A reminder, obviously, Barcelona top, Levante in second, a point ahead of Real Madrid. Right, so that's all the fixtures to look forward to this weekend in the world of women's football. We'll be back at the start of next week to look back at all of them, and obviously the Champions League, so the second legs. Bayern Munich have a 2-1 lead over Chelsea. A reminder that Strudel Lohmann and Hannah Glass scored the goals there for Bayern Munich, whilst Melanie Leopolds scored for Chelsea. And in the other game between Barcelona and PSG, it is level 1 apiece after Jennifer Hermoso scored for Barcelona and Alana Cox scored for PSG. So we'll be back at the start next week to review all the talking points and any more stories from around the world of women's football. Until then, make sure you like, comment and subscribe, and follow us on Twitter so you can keep up to date with all the FAWSL action this weekend. We'll see you soon.